Hi you guys, I honestly can't tell you what I'm more excited about. I got my Sephora haul in today, and then earlier today, before I knew that was arriving, I had gone to the grocery store and I picked up some of the best dupes for high-end makeup, and I think I'm gonna go with that one today because that was my original plan, and I am so excited about all the stuff that I got. So I'm just gonna run through everything really quick and then we'll get into trying them. So the first thing I got is this Micellar water. This is to remove makeup. It says it even removes waterproof makeup. So the next thing, I got an eyeshadow palette. So this is the Roses Nude by Covergirl. And this is supposed to be just as good as the Urban Decay eyeshadow palette. So the next one I got is the E.L.F Brow Lift. So this is like a brow pomade. It's supposed to be comparable to the Anastasia of Beverly Hills eyebrow product, which I used to have, and I did not like it. It was just, it had good hold, but it was just a little bit too like waxy, and when it dried, it got a little flaky. So I'm hoping I can get back into this one. Okay, next up is, the L'Oreal Paris Lash Paradise. So this is supposed to be comparable to the push-up lashes by, what's the brand? This is supposed to be a really good dupe for it. So I got that. Another concealer. Ooh, this is by E.L.F. It's the Full Coverage Matte 16-Hour Camo Concealer. This one is supposed to be a wonderful dupe for the Makeup by Mario. I also got, so let's see. Okay, I got the Rimmel London Natural Bronzer. So this is supposed to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, which is very expensive. I think their bronzers are 50 bucks, 50 bucks. This one was $5. I also got the Milani Baked Powder Blush. So we'll try that. And then I have two Wet n Wild lipsticks. So I've never tried their lipsticks. This is a first for me. They were $3 each. They're the Megalast matte lipsticks. And the Bare It All is supposed to be a complete dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. Now, I have that lipstick, and we are going to compare these side to side because I find that incredibly hard to believe. Because I am a very tough critic on makeup. I love a dupe. However, there is something about the original that you can try to replicate it, but it's hard. They're hard to beat. They're iconic for a reason, you know? So these dupes have to be good. They have to not make me break out. They have to be long wearing. They have to perform. They have to have good pigment. Like, there's a lot of criteria. So let's get into it. First thing I'm going to try is the Micellar water. So this is a dupe for the Clinique. I do have sensitive skin, and because I use actives, it is extra sensitive. So I'm always on the hunt to find something that will gently remove my makeup and not leave a residue. I have a tinted moisturizer on my skin just because going out of the house, I kind of look scary sometimes if I'm not wearing anything on my face. So I'm going to just, with a cotton round, see how much this removes with just gentle swipes. A little bit on my round. Wow. So far, so good. Yeah. I mean, good. That does a good job. I don't wear mascara because I get my lashes done, but I would be curious to see how well this removed mascara. It is not burning or irritating my skin, which is really nice. And I feel like I got a fair amount of product off. And then it's drying down. It doesn't leave any greasy feeling. It just leaves like clean feeling skin. So I love it. I think I'll use that a lot. Okay, what should we try first? How about, let's do this. Let's try this eyebrow stuff. Before I have anything else on my face, let's try an eyebrow product. Comparing this with the Anastasia of Beverly Hills. And I have used the Anastasia of Beverly Hills one. It looks just like it when you open it up. Okay, so I'm just taking some of the product like it says. So a pretty small amount on my spoolie. I'm just gonna go in. And so it says to brush your brows up first. Okay, and then you're supposed to take the end of it to kind of set them into place. That looks pretty good, honestly. It doesn't feel extremely sticky. It does a really good job separating everything. I actually like it. Wow, I was not expecting to. Okay, and then you could go in and fill. But that's pretty. It's not leaving my skin feeling super sticky either. I wonder how that's gonna be when it dries. Okay. I do like that. That is a nice product. I honestly think that this is better than the Anastasia Beverly Hills, because I do not mind the texture of it. And I really did not like the texture of the Anastasia one. This would be fun to play with. I've always wanted to try to do that like feathery brow look, but I haven't been able to because I can't stand the feeling of those products on my brows. So I actually really like this. Let's move on. All right, let's get into this concealer. So this is the 16-hour Camo Concealer. I got medium peach. So this is supposed to be a dupe for the Makeup by Mario. Now, I am in love with the Makeup by Mario concealer. It is very good. So let's try this one. I like to apply my concealer with a small concealer brush. I like my Angie Hot and Flashy A506 brush for this. Okay, wow, that is a big fat head. Okay. The trouble with such a big head is that you can't really apply just a little bit of that. I mean, I guess I could have just put a dot on there, but where's the fun in that? Okay. So, this color is pretty light. I don't know if I would have called this a medium or a peach, but they did. Okay. It stays a little bit wet, so we have a little time to work with it, which is nice. It doesn't dry down as fast as the Makeup by Mario. The Makeup by Mario, you have to work really fast with. It is drying down slightly, but not as quickly as the Makeup by Mario. I have applied way too much, so I'm just kind of working it around and out. Okay, now I'm just gonna pat it in. I actually think this is really pretty. It's a really pretty and really brightening. Dang. I actually really like that. That's a nice concealer. Let me just try on the other side just to put just a tad, because I used way too much on that side. Let's just do what I normally do. I don't know why I got a little carried away on the other side. I just wanted to go for it, you know? Okay, so this is how I would normally apply if I knew that I was going to get a lot of coverage out of a tiny amount. I don't know, I guess I was just expecting a drugstore brand to be a lot more sheer than that, and it really does have full coverage like it says. I mean, even just that tiny dot, I'm having to sheer out even more than I thought I would. Wow. This is a beautiful concealer, you guys. E.L.F. really has their stuff together when it comes to cosmetics. I mean, I have literally never tried a product by them that I've been disappointed in. Like their primers are amazing. Their setting sprays are good. Brow products have been amazing. Yeah, I've just been super impressed by them lately. And I've never really heard anybody give a bad review on them either, now that I think about it. Wow. So pretty. Wow. I am so impressed by that. So if you wanted more full coverage or like stage makeup or for a photo shoot or like date night where you wanted some glam, I would go for more. But for like an everyday look at how brightening that is. I am really picky about my concealer too. Gosh dang. I love it. Okay. Well, we have to move on. We have to move on. How beautiful. This is the CoverGirl TruNaked Roses palette. And so in here, we have quite a few rosy shades. Honestly, these are beautiful. These are really pretty. The shimmer's in here. There's mattes in here. Okay. So this is the lightest shade. It is like a pearlescent white. And so that one is just going to be giving a tiny sheen. Not much. Okay. Next, we have a little bit more of a rosy shade. There isn't as much pigment, okay? So I'm telling you right now that the pigment on these is not going to be as good as an Urban Decay, okay? So this is like a matte pink color. Okay, so very, very, very fair. I'm just going to go in with the next shade of, I skipped that middle one because I want to keep my mattes looking matte. So there's the darker, that's pretty. So that's pretty. Okay, and now I'm going to go back to this middle one. I'm trying to keep these all sort of separate for you. How about we go down here? So that's kind of like a rust colored, I guess you could say. Next is this one here. So that one looks like it's going to be super dark, but actually it's not. Okay, and then got this darker one here. That one is quite dark. And then last is this one, kind of like a berry color. They're actually quite pretty. I wouldn't say that they have nearly the shine that an Urban Decay palette has, or the pigment. But these, and they wipe off if they wipe off extremely easily. Oh my goodness. Let's just keep it matte for this look. I mean, this first one has a tiny bit of luminosity to it, but not much. So I'm gonna take the lightest shade in the palette and put it. I'm just using their eyeshadow little applicator. I never do that, by the way. Oh wow. So the pigment on these is really, 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 really light. Really light. Okay, so on my lid, over here, I'm going to put that soft pink color up into my crease. And then the fifth color, that darker pink, I'm going to put up here. But the colors of these are so light. So that one was a little bit darker, which is nice to actually be able to like see it, you know? Try it with my finger. Kind of just top that off. You're really gonna need an eyeshadow primer. So no. This would be a good makeup palette for a little girl though. So this will be going to my daughter. It will not go to waste, don't worry guys. But these are definitely not gonna be on the level. They're nice for a beginner, but I guess the quality is not there for me to be able to compare these with something like Urban Decay. So that's a no. That's a pass. If you grab an eyeshadow primer and this, you would still pay less. You could even get a setting spray and you would still pay less than one of the Urban Decay eyeshadow palettes. So, you know, it's like that. Let's do the lashes. So this is supposed to be like the Benefit mascara. I am super picky about my mascara. And this was like $7, and it is in the black brown shade. So I love a wand that looks like that for mascara. I always have. When I used to wear mascara on my top, I loved a fat, voluminous mascara wand. It made me feel like I was getting the most volume. So let's try this just on my bottoms here. See. The mascara that I use most on my bottom lashes is the Lash Clash by YSL. Now that one is an expensive product. It is. But it has lasted me over a year. And basically I just touch it to my lashes and the lashes are done. So it kind of works by itself. This is good though. Even though, look at the length of those. It does a good job. They're not clumpy. They're long. Not really fussy. Do the other eye. Wow, I like this. Pretty. If you need a mascara, this is a winner for sure. Like, I barely had to work for those. I just touched it to my lashes and boom, lashes were done. Love it. So this is such a nice alternative. If you forgot your mascara on a vacation or, you know, heaven forbid, you could literally run to the 7-Eleven and probably find this and find it cheap, and it is good. I'm impressed. Wow. Let's do this baked blush. I am curious because you see these at Sephora. You see like the baked look, like that sort of baked bronzer and baked makeup palettes. I've always wanted to try those, but just never have. So I'm curious how this is gonna work. Let's grab a brush. I love this brush, by the way. This is the Angie Hot and Flashy A507 brush. This is like a tapered blush brush. It's amazing. It's so good. It keeps your product, effortlessly keeps your product only where you want it. So I use this brush every single day. I love it. So this shade is Dolce Pink. So dipping into this, little bit of fallout. I'm gonna just use the cap to kind of work it into the brush. It has a little bit of luminosity to it, see? So you might wanna, if you're gonna use this, let's see how much highlight it gives. I'm not wearing anything on my face, so this is probably not gonna be working very well. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, it has a little bit of sheen to it. The sheen that it has is more like the NARS Orgasm. But I think the baked concept that they're going for is copying some other brand, but the color is almost exactly like my NARS Orgasm. Even the shimmer, even the luminosity that it has. Very pretty though. What a pretty pink. Hold on. Let me swatch these, because I feel like these are too similar. Hold on a second here. So here's the NARS Orgasm X, okay? I'm gonna swatch it. Now, it is a bright ass poppy pink, okay? But, and this one is more subdued. It is not it is not the same shade, right? But the finish is what I'm going to explain to you. Okay, hold on. You see that gold sheen that it has? Now look at this baked blush. It's got the same, do you see that? It has the same exact sheen. Like that's insane. Like it honestly looks like the same exact product. The shades are just a tiny bit different, but the sheen is exactly the same. Whoa. That's a good dupe. Okay, this is a better dupe for the NARS blushes because that is pretty much spot on. Pretty crazy. Wow. And this was like $4. This is the Milani Baked Blush. Great dupe. Great dupe. I love that. You won't like that if you don't like a luminous finish to your blush. And these, it's so crazy. I keep looking at it. It looks exactly the same. Like, you would not be able to tell that that was not the same product. That NARS blush is very expensive. Wow. I like a bronzer that does not look orange and that is not too warm. So, this bronzer is by Rimmel. It's their natural bronzer. It's waterproof bronzer. So it's matte. No tiny glittery bits. And similar in texture to my beloved Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, matte bronzer. So similar shades. This one seems a little bit darker, but let's see how they compare. Okay, so if this is a dupe, this is a very expensive product. You get a lot of it, but it is not cheap. And so this, if it is comparable, will be definitely worth it. Grabbing some bronzer. Just gonna load in my brush. Let's do up here. It's so hard, you guys, without makeup on. Okay, so it has good color payoff. Okay. Already starting to look a little bit orangey. It is very hard to tell because obviously, like, I don't have makeup on, but it definitely is more finicky to work with than the Charlotte Tilbury. Charlotte Tilbury, you can put on naked skin and it does not look patchy, okay? This product goes on patchy. And I know it's hard to tell because I don't have a nice even base to be demonstrating this on, but let me just tell you, it's patchy. It's gonna cling to areas that have moisture or any uneven part, okay? So I wanted to give you guys a good alternative for the Charlotte Tilbury, I really did. And guess what? I'm still gonna be on the hunt. I'm still gonna try other products, but this, it's a no. It's a no. Sorry. I mean, it's not a bad bronzer. And I'm gonna give it another chance. I'll give you an update if I end up liking this when my skincare and my makeup is done properly. I will give this another go. I will give this a fair shot because I think the color's not bad, but this is going to be more for me like a summer bronzer. I don't mind the warmer tone in the summer, but in the winter, it's a little too much. Okay, well, we tried, right? Not going to give up on it, but it's just not quite good enough. Let's use my E.L.F. concealer on my lips just so we can really get the good color payoff from the lipsticks. So I'm going to kind of mute my lip color. Cute. So this Bare It All color is supposed to be an exact dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury, which I have. Keep in mind, this is a matte color, right? I don't know if, I'm sure that the Pillow Talk collection has matte shades, but I have never tried them. Okay, so here is the Pillow Talk. I'm gonna put it right next to it so we can compare.
I found this on the web.
What? Wait a minute. That's pretty close. Honestly, that is pretty close. What the heck? I was expecting that to be so far off. But that's pretty incredible. I think the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks are expensive too, and these were $3. So how about I put this on half of my lip, and the other half I'll put the Charlotte Tilbury. Okay. That is a pretty color though. It's a peachy pink color. Let's do, and I feel like the Charlotte Tilbury isn't that, like I've never noticed it to be peachy. Can we tell the difference? I can't. Wow, holy crap. That's impressive. What the heck? So this one feels just a tiny bit sticky, but it doesn't have that disgusting, crusty, matte kind of feel. So definitely more hydrating on the Charlotte Tilbury, but the Charlotte Tilbury is not a matte formula. At least this one isn't. But the color, what? What the heck? It's the same color. Dang close. Like that's nuts. I feel like I am honestly blown away by a few of these products. I love all of these. So, you know, you don't have to spend a fortune on makeup. It's fun to try makeup, but there are some really good drugstore products out there. So if you like this video, I'm going to be doing many more. This excites me. It's fun. I'm happy you're here. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next one.